I cut out these sections here for the front head underneath here behind the gas tank, and just cut them out about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just what I did, I just measured from the bottom down here below where the heater channel goes to the top, which was 8 inches, and then just went to the center of here, which is 15. It's 30 inches wide, so I went to 15 to there, and then just bent an L piece, so I went 15 and a half. So I put this 1/2 inch thing on here to like the original was kind of, and then what I did is just put it up here, and then I traced the bottom edge to meet the same edge here, and then just took it to the metal brake and cut this at the metal brake, and then I just took my hole punch and punched holes along here. That's where it really pays off to have equipment to do this stuff. I mean, that metal brake was $300, or something like that at Harbor Freight Tools. It's a cheap one, but and this the hole punches was like $39 at Harbor Freight Tools. So, and it does an edge. You can whatever it is, taper the edge so that you can overlap metal. I don't usually use that much because I just beat it down a little bit after I've welded it, which does the same thing. So I got these pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and weld them in. I got it fairly clean. It's not really clean, but clean enough. Before I put that in there, I always want to take my good old Harbor Freight Tools trusty musty spray gun. This one doesn't have a fan anymore, so I use it for doing this stuff. This is rust reformer, and I just spray it all up in here. Every panel I always do this. Sometimes it's done before I make the video, so keep that in mind. I always show it. But every panel behind it, I just I don't care about runs or anything. I just want everything protected, and that stops the rust, and it coats it with like a clear coating that won't rust. So real quick, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the whole firewall with that, but I'm going to do that after because I don't want it on the areas that I'm welding. So alright, so I got them vice gripped in place. I'll move my vice grips along as I go, weld them a little bit, move the vice grips, weld a little more, move the vice grips. Then the corners, of course, I didn't get that clean. It's too hard to reach in there. So I'll just do the method of just getting it hot once, and then just go ahead and let that kind of burn off some of that rust and stuff, and then get it, do another hit right after that. And then that makes it bite really good, and you get a nice penetration. If it's unclean, a little bit unclean welding, I mean, this stuff was pinch welded, so originally pinch welded, and it's not really that strong, just because it had a lot of them. So the same theory on these spot welds. Put a lot of spot welds, and then it creates uniformity, and it'll be strong. So first I just went ahead and finished up this back stuff. Then now I'm got this thing running here. I'm running this along. It's a little bit poppy, but it'll be fine when it's ground down and look great. And put a little bit of filler on there, maybe just to kind of make it look one little pass, and just grind it off just to make it look good, so you don't notice it. And then it'll be looking nice. Alright, so I'm creeping my way along here. This side's just about done. I gotta do the corner, which is the hell, because it burns a lot over there because of the rust. But at least it's 2 layers of metal over here, so I can just get a little extra hot and it's fine. Alright, so I got enough welds on here. Should be fine. This isn't a little bit of strength, but some cosmetics, you know, it's just kind of a 50-50 thing. Not trying to make it like super strong. It doesn't hold up the whole car, but it does hold up some of the weight, and you know, it is something that needs to be there. So alright, so kissed it up with the grinder real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot some more of this rust reformer in here, get everything all protected. Then after that, someday I'll come back and fill this in just a little bit. Nothing fancy, just a little filler, just to, you know, fill in some of the burn holes in it. I'm not going to go through and fix them all because they're in the floor and stuff. You won't even see them. So I'm just going to fill them in with a, I got to sit there and fill them with a welder. It'd be kind of crazy. Alright, so I just get up in here and just shoot this out a little bit. It's really hard to get the gun in here. Like I said, I'm not worried about runs, any of that. It's mostly coating this. This is the most important thing. And then that just stops that rust. This is Ad Coat Rust Reformer. You can get it on eBay by the gallon, and it's a lot cheaper than you know, there's a million different products you can use for this. I mean, there's a lot of guys like the 415, but the thing with 415 is it's a paint, so you know, when you're making paint, you can only get so much in the can, and you get more in the can if you use a primer, you know. And some guys use like rust mort, and that's got the same chemical in it. But the problem I find with that product is, you know, paint doesn't stick very good to it. You have to clean it off. And this here, you can just go right over it with paint, and it'll be fine. With almost any paint, go over it. But so I'll just finish this out. I gotta prime my gun a little bit, and that'll be it. Talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.